This video was made by AI, by a tool called Sora, built at OpenAI. One of the engineers behind it? Gabriel Peterson. He doesn't have a college degree. He dropped out of high school. Let that sink in for a second. Most AI researchers have PhDs. He has a GED. So how? Gabriel said something that stuck with me. I learned by building things. That scared me. Not by mastering textbooks first. Not by waiting until he felt ready. At 16, Gabriel was scraping websites for fun. Most of his code broke. He didn't understand half of what he was copying, but every error was a question. Every question led somewhere. He wasn't studying programming. He was solving puzzles. He calls this top-down learning. Most education is bottom-up. Theory first, application later. Learn the math, then the code, then maybe, someday, build something. Gabriel flipped it. Start with the result you want. Hit walls. Ask why. Learn just enough to break through. Educators call this just-in-time learning. Medical students don't read about surgery for 4 years, then touch a patient. They simulate. They practice. They learn by doing. Gabriel treated AI the same way. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Doesn't skipping fundamentals leave gaps? Gabriel's answer, yes, intentionally. He calls it Swiss cheese knowledge, full of holes, but functional. And here's the key. He fills those holes when they matter. So what does this actually look like in practice? Gabriel uses AI, not as a shortcut, but as a sparring partner. He developed what he calls recursive gap filling. Here's how it works. Say you're trying to understand a neural network. You paste in some code. It works, but you don't know why. You ask, why does this work? AI says, matrix multiplication enables, new term, another hole in your cheese. So you ask, explain matrix multiplication, like I'm 12. AI gives you an analogy, rows and columns, transformation. Something clicks. You go back to the original code. It makes a bit more sense now, but there's another term you don't get. You recurse, again and again, until you hit something you actually understand. This is how Gabriel compressed years into months. But asking why isn't enough. You have to interrogate. Why did you use this method? Why not option B? This forces the AI to reveal trade-offs. What would go wrong if I used B instead? This is how real engineers think. Not what works, but why this over that. Third tool, the Delta Summary. New AI papers drop daily. No one can read them all. You ask, what's specifically different from the previous version? AI extracts the novelty, the signal from noise. Gabriel reads papers in minutes this way. The Delta, only what changed. But here's what most people miss about Gabriel's story. Gabriel moved to San Francisco, not for the weather, for the density. In SF, the person next to you at a coffee shop might be building the next big thing. He calls it ambient exposure. If you can't move, find your density online. AI Twitter, Discord servers, open source communities. Surround yourself with people who make things. Gabriel didn't learn alone. He learned in public. Every project on GitHub, every failure visible. That's his real resume, not a diploma, proof of work. Now let's be honest. Timing helped. The AI wave was rising, but you still have to paddle out and to catch the wave. So where does this leave you? I'm not going to tell you to just start building. You've heard that 1,000 times. Instead, I'll ask you something. What's the thing you've been putting off? Not because you can't do it, but because you told yourself you're not ready yet. Gabriel's first project wasn't Sora. It was a web scraper that barely worked. Maybe yours is a simple automation, a small app, a weird experiment. Open ChatGPT. Paste something you don't understand. Ask, explain this. Like I'm 12. Then ask, why? And keep asking. Gabriel is still asking, still building, still filling holes. He went from scraping websites to generating worlds. Your version of that journey? It starts with one question.